Welcome to Deep Dive Defense, military and aerospace enthusiasts. Over here we give rare insights you won't hear elsewhere. Today's video takes a deep look at the Khorramshahr-4 liquid propellant medium-range ballistic missile, the next-generation heavyweight in the IRGC Aerospace Force arsenal. This video is the second part of a two-video series, which started with the history of the Khorramshahr family up to the Khorramshahr-2 variant in the first part. The latest member of the family, the Khorramshahr-4, addresses improvements in Israeli ballistic missile defense systems, particularly the enhanced discrimination capability enabled by assets like the US AN/TPY-2 early warning radar. This gives Israel's missile defenses a good capability to distinguish between inflatable decoys and real warheads. Consequently, the maneuverable re-entry vehicles, MRVs, known from the EMAD, also used on the Khorramshahr, are prone to exo-atmospheric interception by the Aero-3 interceptor. The heavy 1.5-ton unitary warhead of the Khorramshahr gives Iran the capability to strike hardened targets. The Khorramshahr-4, nicknamed Kheybar, was developed to retain the unitary warhead capability against hard targets and to defeat the Aero-3 ballistic missile defense system without the exo-atmospheric submunition release countering technique. It is Iran's first exo-atmospheric maneuverable re-entry vehicle, capable of changing its course in the vacuum of space. For this purpose, the re-entry vehicle is equipped with a liquid propellant thruster system for attitude control, enabling it to perform continuous and pseudo-random trajectory changes. This forces the ballistic missile defense interceptor and its kill vehicle to deplete their fuel reserves, which were designed for targets that cannot significantly alter their trajectory outside of the atmosphere. Once the exo-atmospheric MRV completes its evasive maneuvers, it is put on a precise ballistic trajectory to hit its intended target unguided. The thruster attitude control system puts the re-entry vehicle into a steep dive angle, and it's put into a spin, traveling the atmospheric re-entry phase unguided but at a very high velocity. Its impact velocity of over Mach 8 means that most endo-atmospheric ballistic missile interceptors with hit-to-kill warheads lack the necessary reaction time to compensate for motion fluctuations encountered during re-entry. Thus, it can defeat such systems by operating at a velocity too high for their designed engagement regime. The steep re-entry angle, high speed, and resulting low travel time through the atmosphere ensure that the Khorramshahr-4 retains point strike capability, even with an unguided re-entry vehicle. The circular error probable, CEP, of this missile is estimated at 30 meters, while the warhead weighs 1.5 tons, giving it a high destructive capability against hardpoint objects. It also has the option for late submunition release inside the atmosphere to reduce dispersion, suitable for larger soft targets. A key advancement necessary for the Khorramshahr-4's exo-atmospheric maneuverable re-entry vehicle is a guidance system that remains active for a longer period with sufficiently low gyroscope drift. It's necessary to actively guide the missile for over 10 minutes without using fragile satellite positioning systems with the risk of jamming and spoofing. It is believed this capability was enabled by Iran's advances in fiber optic gyroscopes. In summary, the Khorramshahr family primarily enhances the IRGC Aerospace Force's air power suppression concept, focusing on the destruction of regional air bases capable of operating tactical air power that could reach Iranian territory. This is achieved mainly with the submunition payload option, which can, when necessary, be deployed in space outside the reach of exo-atmospheric ballistic missile defenses. The Khorramshahr also offers a new capability in Iran's liquid propellant arsenal, with the pre-fueled storage of so-called ampulled missiles that can remain on alert, while the rest of the arsenal remains in an unfueled stage, enabling prolonged storage and low life cycle costs. Whenever a target size or hardness requires multiple EMAD missile launches, the Khorramshahr becomes the more cost-efficient weapon, capable of delivering the firepower of 3 legacy missiles on the target. Unveiled in 2023, the Khorramshahr-4 Kheybar, with its capability to defeat ballistic missile defenses, is one of Iran's special-purpose missiles and among the most capable ballistic missiles in its arsenal today. The Khorramshahr-4 puts Iran one step ahead of its opponent's countermeasures, and its kinematic performance opens up possibilities to extend reach beyond the 2,000-kilometer political range cap issued for political reasons. In fact, the Khorramshahr could easily be converted into an intermediate-range ballistic missile with a reduced warhead, allowing it to reach all of Western Europe. The high performance of this missile could even suffice to create a light intercontinental ballistic missile by adding a high-performance second stage, a capability Iran already possesses with the Salman solid propellant upper stage, used for Iran's Qased and Qaim space launch vehicles. While this concept is theoretical, it illustrates the Khorramshahr missile's performance. Although the EMAD is still in production, it is believed the Khorramshahr will eventually replace it, ending the long history of the R-17 Scud technology base and transitioning to a new R-27 platform-derived family of ballistic missiles. In late 2024, during the Russia-Ukraine war, a significant event occurred with the operational debut of a previously undisclosed weapon system, identified as the Oreshnik medium to intermediate range conventional ballistic missile system. This system represents in development of earlier nuclear-tipped missile designs, with the most likely candidate being the Rubezh Small Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Program. The termination of the INF Treaty by the United States in 2019, under the Trump administration, provided the impetus for Russia to develop a conventional weapon system based on technologies originally developed for nuclear applications. The Khorramshahr-4 Kheybar variant shares several core characteristics with the multiple independently targetable submunition-equipped Oreshnik, which is the topic of a separate video, link above. Central to the Oreshnik's design is its post-boost vehicle, often referred to as a MIRV bus. This system enables the deployment of unguided submunitions toward multiple targets. Similarly, the Khorramshahr-4 incorporates a post-boost vehicle configured as an exo-atmospheric maneuverable re-entry vehicle. Like the Oreshnik, the exo-atmospheric MARV of the Khorramshahr-4 is equipped with a complex thruster attitude control system, allowing it to adjust its position within the vacuum of space with precision. Although no official information has emerged regarding a successor to the Khorramshahr-4, a hypothetical Khorramshahr-5 variant could plausibly incorporate features similar to those of the Russian Oreshnik. The rationale for developing a missile system akin to the Oreshnik lies in its potential to complicate interception by mid-course ballistic missile defense systems. While the Khorramshahr-4's exo-atmospheric MARV is designed to outmaneuver rare mid-course interceptors such as the Standard Missile-3, the rapid deployment of numerous unguided submunitions immediately after the boost phase would effectively nullify the possibility of interception by the SM-3 or other future mid-course missile defense systems. A Khorramshahr-5 variant, if realized, would likely leverage the exo-atmospheric MARV of the Khorramshahr-4 to swiftly deploy multiple batches of submunitions onto precise ballistic trajectories shortly after the boost phase ends. Early exo-atmospheric released submunitions by the Khorramshahr-2 would have a similar effect, but all submunitions would be concentrated on a single target, instead several separate ones. If the attitude control system of the hypothetical weapon's post-boost vehicle operates with sufficient speed, it could release packages onto several different ballistic paths within tens of seconds. Once the submunition packages are placed on their trajectories, they would travel unguided toward their targets, with an estimated precision of 50 to 100 meters set, which is sufficient for military effectiveness. A missile carrying 5 batches of 550-kilogram submunitions would exhibit immense destructive power, even if the submunitions were non-explosive, relying solely on their high-velocity kinetic energy at impact. The destructive potential of such submunitions depends significantly on their ballistic coefficient and whether a lofted trajectory with a steeper re-entry angle is employed. Under adjusted conditions, the submunitions could achieve impact velocities between Mach 8 and Mach 10. The energy released upon impact by a 50 to 70 kilogram submunition would rival the explosive force of a 1-ton aerial bomb, albeit only towards the impact direction. This makes such a system particularly effective for engaging hardened targets, including underground bunker complexes and airbase runways. Deploying 6 batches of such submunitions across various points of an airbase, for instance, would create a weapon far more destructive than the Khorramshahr-2, which is limited to delivering submunitions to a single target. Given that the Khorramshahr platform is kinematically comparable to the Oreshnik and already incorporates nearly all the necessary subsystems to replicate similar capabilities, the development of a Khorramshahr-5 variant appears both logical and likely. In essence, such a hypothetical Khorramshahr-5 would represent a long-range missile system with a range of up to 2,000 kilometers, capable of targeting 6 separate objects within a region, each with 5 hypersonic submunitions. Its design would render it virtually immune to interception by any known existing and future missile defense system. In summary, the Khorramshahr-4 and any future variant will be the main next-generation ballistic missiles assets of the IRGC Aerospace Force Liquid Propellant Missile Division. So that's all for today. If you liked it, give a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. It really makes a difference in the YouTube algorithm and is a great support to the channel. The real enthusiast can become members and given access to exciting membership area material. Thanks for your support and motivation. See you next time.